right, we are here live. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Here Today, Where Tomorrow for our first official live show. Yes, we don't have fancy Tinker Tape parades or any sort of sound effects, but what we do have is friends. So, my name is Rob McNeil with Here Today, Where Tomorrow, and our channel is full time RVing, part time cruising, a travel family. So thank you for joining us on this, our first live. We do have some friends here in the green room with us. That is Patrick and Becca from P&B's Wide World of Ports. We will be bringing them in just 1 second. But we did want to check and make sure that we are going live and in charge. Hello, hello, hello. We got plenty of people in the chat already. Awesome. We have Arc Adventures. We love you guys. Cassandra, hello. Hi. It's my cousin's wife. Haven't seen you guys in a long time. Hope you guys are well. Donna, hello from New Jersey. New Jersey. What's up? All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and push a couple buttons here and see if we can bring in our friends. All right, here we are. Hello.
Hi.
Do some introductions, if you will. Names, channel, etc.
We are P&B's Wide World of Ports.
I'm Becca.
I'm Patrick. We kind of did that backwards, but that's okay.
It's B and P and P and B.
Whatever. It works.
But yeah, we've been cruising together since 2014.
Yep.
We have been on 16-ish cruises together.
I think you're at 17. Oh, yeah. Together. 16.
Together.
Yeah.
So yeah, we love to cruise and we love to vlog and we love to share our adventures.
Awesome. You guys really kind of adopted me on the Vlogger Extravaganza. We had tons and tons of fun. That was, I don't know, that was one for the books for sure, but we'll definitely get into that in a little bit. Just want to say hello. We got Moonlight. What's up, guys? Christy, my sister's in here. Let's see. We got Jason. Jason, how you doing, bud? Everybody give some prayers to Jason. He's a really, really good friend of ours, and he just had open heart surgery. So he is probably propped up on his couch, just chilling, mad chilling. And he had quite a big beard, a little bit bigger than I did. And unfortunately, it was in the area where they needed to surgery. So they shave the whole thing off. So he is babyface again. And boy, oh boy, that's more prayers than the open heart surgery to me, honestly. Don't ever shave my face. That's like Samson right here. You take this thing off, I lose all my charm and ability. So definitely some prayers to Jason. But yeah, it looks great. His hair looks absolutely great. Everybody say, Patrick, you look absolutely beautiful. It was the eyes at first, but now it's the haircut as well.
Becca cut it for me. She did a great job.
Wonderful. Hey, Don from New Jersey. It was a great cruise. Awesome. Patrick, stunning.
I can't help it. You know, it's
awesome. Yes. Yeah, Jason's sad about the baby face as well. Everybody in the chat. Patrick, you just is that your head getting a slightly larger? I see. Good stuff. Cool. All right. So we got 15 people here. So awesome. Jason, no, sir. We love you very much. Jason is a PvP for Carnival. We actually met him. He was an admin on a Facebook page for the Magic Cruising. It was the first time the Magic was back after the shutdown, and he started a group page. And it was honestly one of the most involved Facebook groups I have ever been a part of, ever. Like, I don't know if it was just the fact that it was the first cruise back, so it was super magical, but Jason and his wife Julia made everybody feel like family, to the point where I literally have friends of mine that like I'll go to their house. Like, we are traveling in our RV and we'll go to their house, and like multiple people from that trip, just because of the like bringing togetherness of that cruise and what Jason and his wife put together. So love you guys so much. But apparently, Becca, you're going into hairstyling academy now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after this, I'm going to jump in the car. I'm going to St. Louis.
There you go.
Here, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, they can come back down to Florida. So,
True. Very true. We can
because they have a house down here. So you guys can come down here and hang out with me in Florida. Ark will come down here. We'll all go to Disney.
Let's do it.
Jason's wife, she can probably hook us up. We'll all go have a great time.
And then go on a cruise.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on a cruise together. Wow. Oh, hey, Mom. Mom's in the chat. Doing great. Of course, don't forget you learned everything from me. Yes, my mother's in the chat.
Hi, Rob's mom.
Hi, Rob's mom. Cool. This is awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. I really do appreciate this. 14 people. Real cool. So I would say let's go ahead and kind of jump into the whole vlogger thing. This was an interesting... I've never done a group cruise. So this was definitely my first foray into group cruising. And so I had seen smaller group cruises where people kind of, hey, this is what we're doing. Like Cruising with Josh has done a couple of group cruises that I've seen. And so it's been, I understand the concept, not to this scale though. Hey, Cruising Scene, nice to see you guys. Appreciate you guys showing up. It's definitely like, I don't think this is comparable to your normal group cruise for sure. Now, have you guys done a group cruise?
No, this was our first.
He's done a theme cruise.
I've done a themed cruise.
Okay.
But not with,
Yeah,
not
this
group
is...
cruise.
What did you guys think of? I mean, did you guys have any preconceived notions like before you got on? Like, did you have any idea of like what this cruise was going to be like?
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I figured, it'd be a great networking opportunity just to meet people that have common interest, and of course we were looking forward to meeting, our favorite vloggers that we watch on YouTube every day. And gosh, I would say when we walked in that terminal after we checked in, I mean, it was electric, and it was like, oh man, this is like no other.
Like there has never been a check-in process like that. Sitting in the terminal, God, that was electric. You're right. That is a great term, electric, for sure.
Yeah, any other cruise we've been on, it's been kind of quiet. People kind of don't really know what to expect getting on the ship, or they're kind of tired from traveling or whatever. And this one was just loud and happy, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's a riot. When I was editing some of the videos about like the first embarkation day and stuff like that, and the 360 videos, it's just, it overwhelms the audio how loud we all were. That I'm like, I can't use this. I just have to put this into a time lapse mode just because we were so crazy, that was really, really cool. I think from the get-go, it started out feeling like a family. I think because of the Facebook group, everyone was talking throughout the Facebook group, and we all watch each other. And that's another thing, the whole idea of like being in someone's living room, like y'all are literally sitting at my kitchen table right now. So I have 14, 15, 16, there's 17 people sitting at my living room or my kitchen table right now. And it's just so fun seeing these people in real life. Even the titans of the industry, they're so approachable. I mean, literally, we saw some of the big creators from the get-go right there. I mean, Josh was running around with Cruise with Josh, and
he came, terminal, remember?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Para DJ was right. I mean, all these people were just so absolutely attainable. It was so fun. So Cruising Scene, so they did a smaller group cruise. I've heard the Helping Hands for Cruising. I want to say Howie Cruise was doing something, or maybe it was, I think it was Howie Cruise, or somebody was doing the Helping Hands for Cruising thing. That's really, really cool. But I think from the moment that the terminal, like as we started moving in, and I think everyone having the common goal of networking, but not just business, like having fun, like this is a vacation, but it's a working vacation. but it's a cruise where like we all love cruising. Honestly, like we're all there because we love cruising, and then we also just want to share that love. I mean, it's like we're all running around with our pet rocks, showing each other our pet rocks, you know, and it's the most fun thing ever. So good.
Yeah.
Well, it was like we instantly had like 900 and however many friends right there from day one.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you guys feel like, do you feel like the hosts, like obviously we talked a little bit about, but do you feel like the hosts, which obviously the hosts were EECC Travels, which it sounded like that was kind of her brainchild. The group cruise was something that started in her mind, and then she kind of branched out to many different YouTubers to try and find which ones would be interested and stuff like that. And it seemed like, you know, once she got the idea together, we had Cruising with Josh get on board, Tony with Lolita Loca. Jenny was supposed to be there. Unfortunately, there was a death in the family, so with their blessing, they sent Tony as the staple for Lolita Loca. Obviously, we had Jamie and Sharon from Sharon at Sea Travels. That was pretty cool. Then there was like, obviously, we had Cruising with Don, or Don's Family Adventures. He wasn't really one of the hosts, but like him, Para DJ, JJ Cruz, Naughty Cruiser, John from the Ship Show, like a lot of them, they weren't part of the original hosts, but they were like a second tier attainable host, and they were all super attainable. Patrick, you and I sat down with Tony on many occasions and just talk shop. That was so fun.
Yeah, Starbucks. I mean, we sat with him for over an hour, and he did not look anxious, did not look like he wanted to get up, and he just
didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the highlights for me.
Absolutely. I definitely feel like everyone. I mean, we have a bunch of vloggers in the chat right now. All of them, we've sat down and talked camera gear, tools we use, you know, what kind of equipment do you have, what kind of software do you use, what music do you use, how do you feel about copyright, what do you do with drones? I mean, it was literally look at my pet rock and let me see yours, and it was so fun. I definitely think there was like a challenge, and I say challenge in a good way. Like I felt challenged by a lot of the people that I talked to. Obviously, our channel is more of a traveling family channel. We are not specific to cruising. So it was really interesting with, you know, how many people were on this cruise that were creators, which I think the final count was like 50 or something like that. 50 different creators. With how many people that were creators on this ship, I definitely felt like there was a challenge that was kind of set out where we all kind of said, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going to go do this ship tour. I'm going to go work on this. I'm going to go film this. And so there was this like always challenging to be creative on the ship, in a good way, in like a we're all in this team together kind of thing.
We're all in this together. That was your
yeah. That's right.
Video.
Yeah. Perfect. I can't wait. Meg says hi. Hi, Meg.
Hi, Meg.
Ark says we were never able to sit with a big four for an hour like that. Most we were in line at customer service behind Alicia and John. So Jason, that was about 15 minutes of one-on-one time. She actually commented on the post that I did, either about the live or about the first video I posted, and she was saying that like they didn't film that much, and I was like, yeah, it's because you had a sinus infection. My wife got a sinus infection right before we went to Ireland, and it was like, look, we have to do something about this. And so like she went to the doctor like the day before we left and was like, do something to fix this, because we're going on our honeymoon in Ireland and there is no way that this sinus infection is going to stop me. So I definitely understand that they were a little behind the eight ball for sure, but I think it was nice. I think a couple people more coming in. I think that my takeaway from the Vloggers cruise was definitely a challenge to be a little bit more purposeful with the way that I shoot. And like, I really enjoy being informative, but I don't want to be too specific because, again, we are not a cruising channel. Do you guys feel like there was any sort of challenge, or that there was any inspiration that you gathered for your channel, or just for you guys in general?
Definitely. I really enjoyed the tech talk that that they did. It was Tony, Jason, Jamie, and Josh. Am I leaving anybody out? Anyway, I picked up a lot of nuggets in that because you know, that's one area that I'm very interested in, but I don't have a lot of knowledge of just at this point. But it gave me some more ideas on how I can change things up a little bit, and you know, make the videos flow a little bit better, and you know, make them even a little more entertaining. So
well, and I think too, when they did like the question and answer, and people were like, "What advice do you give?" and I would say every single one of them were like, "Be yourself."
Yeah.
And we've always been, why would people want to watch us? And that's what all of them said. They were all like, we started this and thought, why would anyone want to watch us? And now, you know, we're getting paid to do this. And so it kind of reiterates, just be yourself, and, you know, don't put on a mask or try to be something that you think other people want to see. Because
it's obvious when you watch somebody that is not being themselves, you know, and so that's what we want to avoid, is not being.
Yeah. Was there anything that, like, as far as the Q&A sessions? So for those that don't know, there was either 2 or 3 morning, and I mean early morning sessions. That was probably the part I didn't really like, but I understood it because there were about 900 of us as this booking. They couldn't put us anywhere else but the Breakaway Theater. And so because they would do like show rehearsals and other meetings and stuff like that, they were like, hey, your group can meet, but you got to meet at 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning. And so literally we would get up first thing in the morning and go to these Q&As. The Q&As were great. They were from all over the place. And I say that meaning like it was people who were asking questions about YouTube, vlogging, copyright, owning a business, and then what was your most embarrassing story? What was your favorite cruise? What's a bucket list cruise port or travel destination outside of cruising? So it was a smorgasbord of questions across the board to all of them. The first day, it was kind of the main hosts, if you will, which again was Cruising with Josh, Don's Family Vacations, Lalita Loca, Sharon at Sea Travels, and EECC Travels. They kind of took the whole first day, and then the second day they had the Naughty Cruiser, John from the Ship Show, Nautical Nurse Nancy, Para DJ, JJ Cruise World. I think that was it. Yeah, Cruise World. I missed the Cruise World the first time. But yeah, and so it was like, here's people that have crazy numbers, hundreds of thousands, you know, and then here's people that have the 22, the 30, the 50,000. And then it kind of was opened up. They did a small creator shout out, which was really cool. Josh kind of read off the list and not necessarily an introduction, but it was enough for people to kind of put a face with a name, which was really, really cool. Ark saying that hope they get a decent time. I think I don't think a lot of people are thrilled with NCL, and I kind of was hoping. I never felt like I don't feel like the Vlogger Extravaganza was treated like we weren't given the time. I never saw, you know, like I would assume that the cruise director would have come in and talked to us in one of the events and been like, hey, thanks for being here. You guys are, you know, free publicity for the company. So thanks for all that you do. I mean, we did get a pair of sunglasses from Norwegian, which was cool, with nice little swag. But I don't feel like we were really, kind of, touted to. But I'm going to put this little banner up here. Just remember, everybody, to like this live video, and don't forget to subscribe to us here today, Where Tomorrow, and of course PNB's Wide World of Ports. Again, these guys were my I don't want to say parents, because you're not that much older than I am, but like older brother and sister kind of thing, or like cousins. I'd say like cousins. They were like my adopted older cousins, and we just kept running into each other throughout the entire series. So it was really fun. We'll see in the videos.
Yeah, I mean, from the moment we first met you in person, I felt like we already knew you. I had texted with you back and forth a little bit, but
yeah,
like, I mean, and then I gotta say, when we're in the terminal and I asked you if you liked the movie Tommy Boy, and you said you love it, that was the defining right there.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, that was literally the entire week, was just quoting Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, which
I like.
She loves it.
Robbie likey. so yeah, that was good. But no, I definitely do. When I was working on one of the videos today, was when we went to Moderna, the Brazilian steakhouse.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I don't.
You said it, bud. You said it. Okay, it was not me. But yeah, so it was just funny, because I was laughing at how silly the whole thing was. Just us goofing around, pushing each other into bushes, just, I don't know. It was so fun. Let's see. Cruising Scene says Carnival does great as far as recognizing group cruises. Hey, you know what? If I had my choice, I totally would say let's do Carnival for the Vloggers Extravaganza too, because I definitely feel like
that's probably the cruise line that'll be on. I have nothing to base that on other than I just suspected.
Yeah, you guys see what Ark's commenting here? I love those two movies. Me like wingies. That's right.
Nice.
That is right.
Pretty much when we were at Ocean.
Yeah. Yep. So good. Not so much here or here, but right here. Nope. Ship shape. Funny stuff. Yeah, seriously. I'll tell you, betting they pick Royal. So I have never been on a Royal, but I have a lot of attitude towards Royal, which is unjust because I've never done Royal. But I feel like every time I see a Royal ship or people on a Royal ship, they're like, hey, this is what we're doing. It costs extra, but we're going to go do it. And I'm like, what? Everything? So like, what do you want to do? The rock wall. I want to do the, this. I want to do that. I want to go down this. I want to do the zip line. I want to, and you're like, oh, it costs money. Oh, it's extra. Oh, it's a, and I'm like, boy, I feel like everything is an upcharge. Oh, we're going to this restaurant. It's not included. Oh, we're going to this place. It's not included. And again, that's just from what I've seen. But cruises are trying to make money. I get it. They're trying to recoup the money that they lost for the shutdown. I totally get that they're just trying to get it. But, even Carnival's got me on edge with the $6 for a toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's, it's okay. Cruising Seas says they love Royal. Sorry, I don't mean to poo-poo all over Royal, but and again, I've never been on one. Okay, I've done Carnival, I've done MSC, I just did this Norwegian, so I don't have a leg to stand on for sure. So I apologize if I offend anyone. I don't want to burn any Royal bridges or anything. But
we've been on a couple of celebrity cruises, which is owned by Royal, and we've enjoyed those. Good.
I heard Celebrity's kind of an older crowd. Is it not? Or
I feel like it's 50s and up. There were a whole lot of kids when we went, but
Kids Club was pretty good. I mean, Holly really enjoyed it. So, and what I liked is they had a lot of family themed events. Like with the Kids Club, they had a family bingo, they had a family silent disco. They just kept
scavenger hunt.
Yeah, like a photo scavenger hunt. So
nice.
Yeah.
So instead of just having a place where you can drop your kids off, which that was part of it, there was also that, they scheduled these events so you could do things together as a family, and it was all put on by the kids club.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I've never done a silent disco. I've always wanted to do one just for the sheer
fun.
fact that I would sing the music out loud as I possibly could and be that guy. But yeah.
Well, adults are a little more, well, unless depending on the alcohol intake, but they're usually a little bit more quiet. But the kids, oh my gosh, those kids were screaming stuff because they didn't realize
kids.
You hear them.
We've got a little visitor.
Hi, Holly.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Did you like the kids club on our last cruise? Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yes. Not that much because I got a little scared.
Okay, see you later.
All right.
Oh, we got the Googler in the chat here. Hey, Nikki. Haven't heard of you in a bit. Hope you're doing well. Really want to go on my first cruise, but don't know where to start the planning. Well, I will tell you, Nikki, there are so many people that are in this chat that are travel advisors that would help you go any direction you want. I'll message you separately and I'll give you some people's information and just to get out there. Cruising to me is such an amazing thing. We've done it. I don't know how many cruises. We just went platinum. We're going platinum. We're leaving in like less than 2 weeks, and we'll be on the Carnival Celebration. And we are turning platinum on that ship. So we have priority embarkation and laundry service and all the cool stuff. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're so excited about this, but it's one of those things that cruising is a vacation where you can do everything or nothing at all, and they're both absolutely 100% acceptable. Yes, Jason has heard me sing, and Jason says that I have a spectacularly singing voice, and that is true. Hello, Clock Adventures. How you guys doing? Yeah, Nikki, I'll go ahead and I'll reach out to you.
So why didn't we do karaoke on this ship if you've
got because
voice?
So my mom says you guys have a beautiful daughter, by the way.
You?
So I heard that if you didn't like line up early to get in there, you wouldn't get in there at all.
Yeah, we did.
I think
I know it was packed.
Yeah. It seemed like a lot of people said that what was it called? Sid Norman's? Is that what it's called?
The poor
a lot of people said that if you were like you had to line up pretty early. So let's see. Arc Adventures just turned platinum on Celebration as well this past December. They goofed though and had a gold card for me at my cabin. Ugh, the audacity. What's funny is Madison was supposed to go gold on this cruise, and she got a free cruise because of my wife's parents are diamond, and so because she got a third person free, those days did not count towards her days. So when I checked us in, I'm platinum. We went, Katie and I both went platinum at the same time. And I'm like, oh, this is so great. We're platinum. And then I looked at Madison's, and Madison says red. And I'm like, what? What is this pleb? She cannot sit with us with a red card. Are you kidding me? So we're leaving her at home. She's not coming. She's not invited anymore. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're super excited. Yo, Brooklyn in the house. Eddie Lugo. What's up, buddy?
It was great meeting Eddie on the Vloggers Cruise.
Yeah. He was right next to us, sitting there talking with Tony. It was so good. We got there an hour early and got decent seats for both first night and the Fleetwood Mac shows. They were really good. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the thing is some of the times you got to get there a little bit earlier than I can do.
And That was the chaos of this cruise, is there was always so much going on. You just had to pick what you wanted to do the most, because there's no way you can do it all.
Absolutely. Cool. All right, let's see. Let's move on to what do we think about so we've talked a little bit about the vlogger, kind of what our expectations were. I would say overall, I'm super glad to have gone on the vlogger cruise specifically. But aside from meeting you guys and many of the people that are here in the chat, there's a bunch of y'all. Super grateful to all of you that sat down and talked with me and literally just talk shop. That's one of the things that I can do forever. I'll say after the tech talk, there was quite a few people, creators and non-creators alike, who came up to me and talked to me about the 360 stuff. Thank you for absolutely piquing my interest in talking to me about my pet rock, because I absolutely love talking about 360 cameras and gear in general, but 360 cameras have a special place in my mind. So it really fun. I'm so glad we did the vloggers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's move on to Norwegian in general, which this one I think is this is where a lot of people have opinions. I'll just say, for me personally, as I kind of laid out some questions, and I'll just kind of say, yes, Ark is saying, Rob, we thought of you as we were driving back to St. Louis. Had a beautiful sunset on the road. We were robbed of that on the ship. That is true. I don't feel like there was one night where I was like, this is a good sunset. I never saw a gorgeous sunset on the ship, unfortunately. And I think that was due to the time change. We get
which one?
And that's exactly.
Yeah, which
exactly. Yeah. Literally, I think that's probably one of my cons to to this Norwegian, was that they didn't just maintain a ship time, that they were just like, hey, we're here, we have to change time. Hey, we're here, we have to change time again. Hey, we're here, we have to change time again. So we changed time zones 4 times. So we had to go forward and back, and then forward and back. And that murdered. I literally think the second Q&A day, people didn't show up because they had no idea that they were supposed to change their clocks, which was bad. But so there's a couple of questions I have just kind of laid out just to kind of keep us on track here. Did you enjoy the NCL cruise, the layout, the amenities, the staff, the food, the shows, or entertainment? So let's just kind of run down this. Did I enjoy the Norwegian cruise as a whole? I would say yes. But I'm also partial to say I've never been on a bad cruise. You know, it's one of those things where a bad day on a cruise is better than a day at work, which is funny because I am a stay-at-home dad, so I don't actually go to work. So, which is great. It's super fun. But I would say as a whole, I really did enjoy it. I did not like the layout of the Breakaway. I felt like there was a lot of purpose in what they did. They would have this here because it makes sense to be on the same floor as this. But everything was really choppy and blocky, where it was like, this is this, and then this is this. And you're like, okay, but none of these things have anything to do with each other. And now I have to walk through the entire smoking casino. A lot of the times, like on Carnival ships or even on the MSC ship, the casino was something off to the side. You know, you can kind of walk by it, not through it. And on this ship, the casino was on 2 floors in the middle of the atrium. So it was like you couldn't escape it. And I don't know. I didn't feel like it was great. I also feel like I don't know. I also feel like the decks, and this is a big ship problem, more often I'm finding that the newer ships, the bigger ships, are sacrificing deck space for rooms. And so you have less walkabout space. So for example, we really didn't have much, like I think it was 6 and 7 or maybe 7 and 8. There was like a half outside walkway. And then you couldn't get to the front of the ship for the life of you, which really bothered me. The only way I could find the front of the ship was when I went all the way up to deck 16 or whatever and peeked out over the top of the glass. And I wanted to do a couple of time lapses up there. However, that's a sun deck. So I'm there with a 360 cam, like, man, I really want to do a 360 time lapse, but I don't want to see Johnny and his Speedo over here just laying the cheeks out for everyone to see. And so I don't know. I felt like I was kind of lacking thereof in outside deck space. What do you guys think about the layout?
I agree. We've been on 4 different Norwegian ships. We had actually been on the Breakaway a few years ago, and it is, as far as layout, it is our least favorite. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And so you're totally right about it being all chopped up and blocky. One thing that we noticed from the beginning is just the pool deck was way smaller than we thought it was, like the main pool deck.
Yeah.
Because, having that big wide open space, for a big sail away party, and it seems like one that would be on a smaller ship.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I felt like it was really weird because when I went out to do the sail away party, I was looking for, the hopping place to be. And there was like a small sliver of floor space between a pool and a stage. And that's where everyone was standing. And I was like, that's it?
Yeah.
That's where everyone's hanging out?
I was in there and it got real crowded real quick.
Yeah.
Opposed to where it's just like a sea of people, doing the sail away dance.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely feel like I definitely liked Carnival's sailaways much more than this one. When we were on the MSC back in December, we were on the Meraviglia, and they did a sail away, but it was indoors, and it was nice. It wasn't more of like you guys dance. It was more of like we have a set of people that are dancing for us, and they're all dancing around, and then you guys can join in after that. And so it wasn't like a big deck dance party. It was more like a show, an interactive show where you could also join in and dance with the dancers and stuff. But it was great. It was nice. But yeah. Okay. So what did you think about the amenities? So there was a couple of things that we all enjoyed together that was from Norwegian. Some of it was free. Some of it was not. Some of it was included with our free at sea purchase. So specifically with our group cruise, we got 2 specialty dining options that we could do. I chose the Italian and then went with you guys to Moderno, which is their Brazilian steakhouse, Moderno. And then you guys also did the teppanyaki, right? How did you like that?
It was very good.
It was really good.
Yeah. We've done teppanyaki. Was this the 3rd time on Norwegian?
Probably.
We've liked it every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good show, excellent food.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Yep.
So Arc Adventures here. Yeah, they're surprised there was no aft pool space, food, or bars that we were used to. Generally steer clear of the midship Lido, so there wasn't really anywhere else for us to go. That's right. I did feel like there was a lot of spillover seating for the buffet. I felt like buffet seating was just everywhere. It was in and around the pool bar, and which was fine. I didn't mind it. It was, nice outdoor seating or whatever, but specialty dining was fab. La Bistro, holy moly. Yeah, La Casino had great food as well. Yeah, so when I went to the Italian, it was so much food. Like I was almost upset that I was by myself because I was a party for one, and like they're bringing me out this food and they're like, you get 2 apps, a main, and a dessert. So I had the calamari, and then the other app I chose was not an app. It was a giant bowl of fettuccine Alfredo. And they were like, it's an app size. And I was like, okay. So they brought it out, and I'm like, this is Olive Garden size. I don't know what you're talking about here, but this is an endless bowl of fettuccine Alfredo. And then I had a veal shank on top of that. And I was like, oh my God, I eat a lot. This is too much. Please stop. It was pretty good though. But yeah, so I feel like let's see, what else did we do? The bake shop, that was pretty cool. What else was there as far as amenities goes?
I mean, obviously Starbucks was not included. Neither was the bake shop.
Starbucks. Yeah.
And that's one thing that I didn't like. I didn't like that Starbucks was the only game in town if you want a specialty coffee.
Yep.
And so we all had the drinks package, the ultimate beverage package.
Yeah.
But you couldn't get
coffee.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And I think Becca had even read that there was supposed to be like 1 or 2 bars that had like cappuccinos and things,
and
but
lattes.
that was
True. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point to talk about the whole drinks package thing. That is something that I will give major props to NCL about. Was they did not care about handing out heavy drinks and multiples of. There was many times where I asked for one,
yeah, exactly,
and they gave me more than one, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take all 3 of these. And like, I didn't have to sign for nothing. That's such an amazing thing. Not having to sign a piece of paper every single time I get a drop of water or anything. Like, I loved that. So I definitely give super props to Norwegian for kind of just letting things be. I know Carnival can be really strict about their drinking package, which we've never got the drinking package on Carnival because I feel like it's so limiting and so expensive. And they're like, you can only have 15 drinks. You can, it's only from this time to this time. You can't share. You only get one every 5 minutes. And, and you're going, okay, for $900 for a 5-day cruise, I don't think that's something I want.
Yeah.
So
I will add that I didn't like that Norwegian didn't include bottled water in the drink.
Yeah.
You had to pay for that.
Yeah.
And because we've never had a drinks package where you had to pay extra for water.
Yeah. Yeah. Ark says best venue in our opinion was O'Sheehan's. Yeah. O'Sheehan's was probably the best. The 24-hour spot, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They had many, many, many things on that menu.
Great.
And great. Yeah, absolutely. And in my video series, I think I have a breakfast, 2 lunches, and a dinner or 2 at O'Sheehan's for sure. It was so good. Had an amazing filet mignon at Lucina. True. True. Interesting. Steak it at the Italian joint. Not a bad idea. What do you guys think about the staff? Did you guys feel like the staff was attentive? And
overall, yes. I would. The room stewards was
he didn't like us.
Yeah, and our room steward we saw a couple of times, and he was not rude, but he was not overly friendly. And then there was a lady that was working further on down the hall who we passed several times in the hallway, and if you did not make eye contact, she would just keep on going, but we were friendly, so we're like hi, and then she'd look up and she'd say hi and just keep on doing her thing.
Yeah.
Now we went on the Breakaway in 2018.
Yeah.
And the difference between the crew on that ship and this one was night and day. Their second sailing out of New Orleans, and I would say about 90% of the staff was not friendly at all, which was weird.
Wow.
Only cruise that we've been on that was like that. And I don't know if they were just overworked or if it was just, the new itinerary, the new home port, but everybody seemed depressed. And so it was kind of refreshing the dining staff I think was great. She and the main dining room, and almost everybody that I dealt with personally, I think was pretty good.
I agree. The only thing that I don't know, and you may go into this later, but with the bar service people,
stick to the menu.
Yeah. Beach Please did a thing. Stick to the menu. So I like the Malibu and cranberry, and the whole boat, I guess, ran out of Malibu. And so I didn't know what else to order because I'm not a big drinker. And so they would make me a drink and I would love it. And I would go back and say, make me that again. And then they'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'd be like, I was just here to go.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I needed the same bar service people.
True. Yeah. I think, for me, I really enjoyed the staff at certain areas. The main dining room, Oceans, a lot of those were great, absolutely wonderful. I never really had bad bar service, but one of my biggest complaints about bars on a cruise ship is that they have way too much seating, and so you always feel in the way, which is on purpose. I think cruise ships do that on purpose because they don't want you to spend they don't want you to get a drink, because the more drinks you drink, the more inebriated you are. You know, there's I think there's a strategy of having a bunch of seating so that people don't just let me get a drink in a line, that they kind of shy away from that, because I think they make their money on selling the drinks package and then try not to fill it as much as they can. So
I can see that.
Couple of comments here. Never read our room steward. Kept our cabin perfect, so no complaints. The only time I met my room steward is when I locked my key in my room. So this was like one of the really early mornings. Like, I think it was the second morning, and we had to be up like 7:30 or something like that. And I was like, I want to get coffee, so I'm gonna go even earlier. And so I think I like just ran out the door, and the door closed, and I had my microphone on my neck, and I usually have to move my lanyard out of the way with my key, and I went to go move it, and it wasn't there, and I was like, you son of a gun. And so I turned around, and thankfully the room steward were there, and I was like, hey, so and he's like, did you lock it? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I got you. So he'd let me right back in.
I wish because we would have made so much fun of you.
I specifically left it out of the series so no one would know that I made a faux pas.
Well, I'm going to tell on us for a minute. Which cruise we may have locked ourselves out on the balcony on one of.
Oh my god!
We were one of the ships that we were on. I think it was the Celebrity Millennium. So you go out there. If you latch your door, it's over. You cannot get back in. So we had to give our card to. Thankfully, our neighbor was out on their balcony, so we gave her and said, "Hey, could you come through our room and let us back in?" So
don't touch my stuff, please.
Yeah,
that's funny. Lugo says learned a lot of the crew were on their first contract, but our guy did great with our cabin. Interesting. Donna says the problem with Oceans was the only place to go. After a while, we got tired of it. Yeah, I definitely feel like I found some really good things at the buffet, but there was a lot of stuff that was repeated as well. Bar staff is another story. So many times Andrea and myself would stand at the bar waiting for service only to have them skip over us. It was frustrating. We were invisible. Well, I think that when so many people are there and like walking up to the bar, whoever's the loudest is going to be the first person they service. Master musician, what's up, my brother? This is literally my brother. I'm not saying that facetiously. This is literally my older brother.
Hi, Rob's brother.
Yeah, this here is where it's at, down by the light. That's a thing we say for a very long time. Let's see. Becca, who's also here, said our guy tried to clean the first day, but was with migraine, so he couldn't. From then on, I felt like we were getting on his nerves. True. Yeah, you went down that first. Was it the first night? Yeah, the first night you went down pretty hard.
What a shame.
When we had our mandate.
That's why we had our mandate, because you couldn't sit with us, which was great.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's where I fell madly in love with Patrick's eyes, especially when he looks over his glasses at you. It's my favorite. Yeah, that Stanley Kubrick stare that he gives is my favorite thing. When he stares at his phone like a Stanley Kubrick through the eyebrows.
Just means
so good. Yeah, the light system, the do not disturb, make up the room, that did work really well. I actually asked, so I cruised by myself on this one, so it was just me in an interior, and they had the bed set up as the two twins put together, and I didn't want that. I actually wanted it separate because the closets were pretty small, and I had a lot of like camera gear, so I wanted it all spread out on the bed so I can like grab my camera gear and go. I didn't want to have to like dig through anything and just basically live out of my suitcase. It was a lot easier that way. So yeah, I told the guy, I said, hey, can you split the beds? And I flipped the light, and not even 2 hours later, I came back and everything was done. So really, really, really cool. And that's why they were standing with the EECC in line, because they locked themselves out of the room. True. Saw a lady locked hers on Royal. She was trying to climb over the railing to the next cabin. Well, don't do that. That is dangerous. Matt says, I tip heavy up front and I always get served before others still waiting for service. That's not a bad tip. Yeah, if you find a barman, a barwoman that you really enjoy right up front, and you just give it to them, and then you say, look, you take care of me, I'll take care of you. They definitely remember that for sure. Cool. Okay. So we talked about the staff. What about food? What'd you guys think of the food overall?
I liked it.
I did too.
Yeah.
We've always liked Norwegian food, and kind of feel like it's one of the higher tier quality.
Yeah.
For me, MSC beats them out just because MSC has some really, I mean, the freshly made pasta, the freshly made mozzarella bar, all that stuff. MSC kind of beat them out on the food. But I will say that I definitely enjoyed the variety and the quality and the quantity of the food on this cruise for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
What about the shows and the entertainment? I know you guys did the Magician a couple of times, and you guys liked that. I joined you for one of those times. And then, did you guys also go see Six?
Yes,
we did.
And I know you guys saw Burn the Floor.
You did.
Oh,
I didn't get to see it.
Well, you missed out, my guy. Oh my God. Literally, like,
Rub it in.
Magician was funny. Six was good. It was all right. I'll tell you what, that Burn the Floor was the best show I have ever seen on a cruise ship in my life.
Rub it in.
Sorry, but it was so good. Like, people were like, oh, Six is so good. And I went and saw Burn the Floor, and I was like, there's no way that Six could be better than that. And it was not. Six was good. Burn the Floor was amazing. Like, literally, I want to go on another Norwegian with Katie so that her and I could go sit and watch Burn the Floor. Like, I want to take up ballroom dancing. That was such a good show. And they said, and someone told me that I wasn't supposed to film.
Mm-hmm. But
I had already filmed.
Oh, well, what can you do?
So, and I don't know why. I don't know why they don't want people to film. I don't know if they're just using copyrighted music, and so they just assume that whatever. So I took some video. It'll be in my vlog. Hopefully I don't get sued by Norwegian, but I did change the audio, so you
won't be allowed back on Norwegian. I'm kidding.
Well,
but
we'll see.
Yeah, see, and that was a huge contrast from the cruise that we took in December on Celebrity.
Yeah.
Is they had an announcement before each show that encouraged you to film, take pictures, share on social media, because that shows people what they're missing. And they had some great shows. They had people suspended on cables from the ceiling. They had lots of acrobats, and it was very good. Yeah, I wish that Norwegian would have at least let us take a 5-second segment of each show or something, because I like to include a little bit just to show, what you can expect. But obviously, I don't want to the whole thing, and so you've already seen the show before you even take the cruise. You know what I mean? But
so I missed that announcement on Burn the Floor, but when I got to Six, I got there early, and they had said, you cannot film until the queen tells you to, or something like that. And so it's like at the end or something, they like allow you to film after that. So like they made an announcement at the beginning that was like no filming, no pictures, but at the end you can film. And so I don't know what that was. Now I didn't stay for the entirety of 6 because I had some other stuff to do, and it was late enough because I could only make reservations for the 10 o'clock shows. So it was 10:30, 10:45, and we had a whole bunch of stuff to do. And I just was like, bro, I'm not staying for this whole thing. So back to the food. Clock says normally shrimp on a buffet is kind of nasty, and every night it was great, and they were a good size. Matt says, I work for tips. I know how it is. Everyone is different on how much they appreciate service. I serve people that appreciate my service much faster than people who don't. True. That's a good point. Eddie says he walked out on 6 when we were on the Bliss. Oof. We're usually the $1 a drink cash type, so $2 per round usually. I can see where the larger upfront tip would help. We'll have to try it. Absolutely. That might be a pro tip for the future of us cruising. Yeah. Donna says, yeah, totally agree. Burn the floor was out. I kept wanting to say burn the house in my vlog when I was talking about it. I kept saying burn the house, and then I was like, no, it's burn the floor. Enjoyed it much more than 6, but 6 was still good. Absolutely. Yeah, bigger tip at the beginning. Yep. Record Royal all the time, and the cruise director even told us to on some. Yeah, I think Carnival doesn't shy away from it either. So I feel like this is just one of those things. Now, what I didn't quite understand was I get that they're technically using, because they were using copyrighted music in the sense that they're using music that someone else composed, but they were playing live music. I mean, it was a live band, so it's not like they're using a backing track. They're just literally doing a cover of it. And it's still technically a gray area because it still is a composed piece of work that is copyrighted. But I don't know. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe they don't want to ruin the mystery or something like that. Just let people say, God, Burn the Floor was so good. So, yeah, Clock says, yeah, I just changed the music. Yeah, same. I just find something that sounds very similar and just put it on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Play it safe. But, yeah, I got to say, I did like that they had a live band. I always prefer that over track. That's
Agreed.
How on Celebrity, too. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, like, and honestly, that band I'm sorry, Becca, but that band for Burn the Floor was so good. It was so good. I'm a percussionist, so I played in band in elementary school, and I played in a lot of bands, middle school and high school percussion. So I was watching the drummer, especially because I'm a percussionist, and she played like 4 or 5 different types of percussion throughout that show, and every time she was amazing. Like literally, there was one time she was playing a cajon, which is such a weird instrument to have in a live set on a stage for a show. That's like such an acoustic instrument, and she was just beaten on this cajon so well. It was, oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah. So Eddie Lugo says he won't record any of the Broadway shows, but The Magician and the Comedies, yes. 876 was great. What I don't understand is a lot of the times, especially at like Carnival, they don't want you to record the comedians. They actually tell you not to. So that's interesting that that he does. But okay, so I think that overall that kind of wraps it up on the Norwegian. And we're just at about an hour here. So let's do some closing statements. What do you guys think? What's your guys' next trip? Do you guys have another cruise booked or some sort of travel? What do you got?
Yeah, we've got a cruise booked in April.
It's on the Celebrity Solstice.
Ooh.
And we had thought about changing it just because we're taking the kids with us. Celebrity isn't really known for the kids stuff. They don't have slides, stuff like that. We kind of talked to all of our kids and they were like, we would rather do the relaxing. So we're keeping it. We're getting pretty excited about it.
And it's Mexican Riviera, which we have not done yet.
Nice. We have not done one. Katie wants to do a Mexican Riviera so bad. And so, well, so it's funny. We're actually doing the whole cruising out west thing. And so we're actually going to be near the Mexican Riviera out west. And so we're talking about maybe doing a cruise. You said that's in April?
Celebrity
Solstice.
I don't think we're gonna be that far over in April, but maybe we could fly out. We'll talk after. Your people will get with my people. My people will get with your people, and we'll have a little chit chat. It'd be hilarious. We should. Oh my god! You know what would be adorable is if we got like microphones and put them on the girls,
Yes.
and then just let them run wild. Oh my god, that would be. Oh my god, that would be literally instant virality for sure. The virality of our two daughters giggling, holding hands, and running around the deck of a ship would. Oh my god, my heart cannot contain. That would be
right. So now you
awesome.
Yep, it's on.
Now we have to. Yeah, now we have to go. So Eddie Lugo, he says NCL Prima, January 2024.
Nice.
Fox says The Wonder of the Seas, April 2nd. Ark is saying that if we guys are on Shipmate, that we need to add them. So I am not on Shipmate.
Okay.
So I'll have to get on that to do that. Arc Adven is theirs. Oh, there's the little one. Hi, Holly.
So we were right next to the Prima. Eddie mentioned the Prima.
Yeah.
We were next to, was that in Cozumel? Yeah, I think that was Cozumel. And
yeah,
we were sitting up in the buffet, and you could, just see right there on the back decks. And now we want to book the Prima.
yeah. I know How We Cruise was on the Prima not that long ago.
Oh yeah.
Like inaugural or something like that. So we have the celebration booked in about a week and a half. So we are super excited for that. We have a extended forward balcony. Yeah, so literally we're looking over the front of the ship. It is going to be crazy. I've never seen a forward facing balcony before, let alone been in one. So I'm super excited for that. And then, yes, because we are full-time RVers, probably sometime in May, we will be leaving Florida and heading out west. We want to go up into Montana, do a lot of the state and national parks up in there, and then cross over into Canada and do the Banff National Forest, which is absolutely gorgeous bucket list stuff. So super, super, super cool. And then, yeah, we definitely want to do some more cruises as well. And I think now that we're platinum on Carnival, we are going to jump over to MSC and do their loyalty matching, because they only have 3 tiers, whereas Carnival has 4 or 5. Green, gold, yeah. 5. So we would be at their highest tier going platinum.
Yeah.
So, Ark says that they had a forward-facing balcony on the celebration. Need to check out our series. It's the last one before the breakaway. Yes, we talked about that while we were on the ship, and I said I was super excited to go watch that series because I really do want to see what that's like. Donna says she's got a Royal Princess in August for Alaska. Oh my God. I want to do an Alaska so bad. I know you guys done an Alaska, right?
We've done 2. Yes.
Oh God.
Loved it. Highly recommend it.
So awesome. Eddie says he was excited to see the Prima in Cozumel for sure. Okay. Yeah. It looks like everybody's doing the whole shipmate thing here. Awesome. Cool. So last question, and we're gonna close here. What is your dream trip? It doesn't have to be cruising related. It could be any sort of travel. What is your trip and why?
You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, so just on the Breakaway, they send you the little sheet that has all of the cruises that they have coming up. And I saw one, and it has Egypt and Israel and Turkey on it.
Yeah.
So that is my dream cruise. I've looked for it in other places because I'm not sure where Norwegian's gonna fall, if we're ever gonna. We'll see. But that's dream cruise for sure.
That is awesome.
So my very first cruise was before I met Becca, and it was a Mediterranean cruise. And it was on MSC, which that was before MSC was sailing out of the US. I'd never heard. And it's a whole different culture over there. I had nothing to compare it to. But I would love to go back and do Mediterranean again with Becca, because she's my cruise partner, and I think I would enjoy everything just being with the right person, I think, and just being overseas in Europe and the Mediterranean, I would love to do that all over again with.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, Egypt sounds so cool. I've never done Mediterranean. Katie's done a couple of Mediterranean style cruises, and she loved it. So that's definitely we'd love to do something like that as well.
We'll book this.
Yeah, there you go. We'll just all go together. We're just every cruise we go on, we all go together. We'll have our own group cruise, and it'll be here today with P&B's Wide World of Ports somewhere tomorrow.
Yes,
and it'll be great. Our group cruise name will be quite long, but it'll be worth it. So I think for me personally, I want to do a few things, but like I think main. Oh, Ark says they're coming too. So it's just bring them all home. They want to ask. Clock is asking Becca, did you take your pineapple home? Was that your magnet on your door?
Yes, they went around and put on every vlogger's door upside down.
To the point people were coming by and saying, "Oh, you're the pineapple people."
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's so funny. But yeah, so I think I definitely want to do Scotland and Wales. I definitely want to go do that. We did Ireland. Like I said, we did Ireland for our honeymoon, and the Giant's Causeway is one of my absolute, like, that was a bucket list thing for me to see. And I cannot wait to see the other side of that in Scotland. And I said that to a guy on the cruise whose name I do not remember. And he said, do you know there's also one in Korea somewhere? And I was like, you are a liar. And he's like, nope. And I wrote it down somewhere. So I don't know if it was a piece of paper or somewhere in my phone. I wrote down where he said it was at. And I was like, okay, I got to add it to the list. I got to see how many there are. He said there's like 6 or 7 in the world where that style, those basalt columns exist in the world. And I'm like, well, that's my bucket list, is to go to all of them and take a picture or something. So yeah, so I think Scotland and Wales, that'll probably be our next big international trip. I think that'll be really, really fun. Man, Clock says he got 20 doors tagged.
Of course he did. And then he blamed somebody else.
Nice. Hilarious. That's awesome. Cool. Well, I think that about does it for us. About 10 minutes over, and no big deal. I think I want to end with just a couple of photos here. Let me see if I can do this. I figured out how to do this earlier and then forgot how to do it. So I'm going to click this button, and this button, and I'm going to do that. And did it work? It worked. Okay. So this is just going to be a little collection of photos here of kind of the main hosts here. This is in New Orleans before we went on the actual trip. And, as you see here, this is kind of the main host plus a couple of side people and family members here. But as you see, this was quite a large group. This is our group cruise. This was everyone that was awake enough to come to the, because this one was also early. And I think a bunch of people missed it because the time zone changed, or we changed times again. And so a lot of people showed up an hour later and was like, where's the picture? And we're like, we've already done it. So that sucked. But yeah, I think it was, you can see a lot of people are wearing the cruise shirt, which I still have not yet. It's still printing. My shirt is still printing, which is fine. I'll get it someday. So here's all of us with how we cruise.
Yes.
We loved hanging out. Here's Ark Adventures. Loved talking shop with them.
I thought we did.
Para DJ.
There we go. Para DJ. Yeah. Of course, 2 titans of the industry, Dawn and Tony. Cruise World. Had a great time. Of course, JJ Cruz. Josh, of course, the man, the myth, the legend. He was amazing.
He was
on. I mean, what a cruise director he was,
Yeah, if you
of course, here's me and the Titans.
He was the cruise director.
He was the cruise director. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's me and Nancy. This was right after our, I think, yeah, here's the next one. This is right after our secret pub crawl with Beach Please.
That was
fun. I have a video that's the 360 video of when we got in the, not the first time we got in the elevator, but the second time right before we got to, and there was the one guy in there that wasn't part of it. And so we all just kept saying sorry to the guy. It's hilarious. It's so funny. I was cracking up. Of course, here's us. This is us when we're in Roatan, just hanging out, swinging life away, drinking beers. There's a pair of DJ and me and Josh, my boy. This picture was taken by Joy, who was an absolute blessing. I don't know if you guys got to spend any time with Joy. Oh,
we were around her, but not directly.
Yeah, she is infectious. God, what a beautiful human being she was.
Yeah.
So here's my picture with kind of the whole crew, all the hosts, etc. And me and my boy Patrick.
You guys are so cute.
Yeah, we're so cute together.
If only there was a moon, like a sunset behind us.
Yeah, right. Cool. Well, I think that about wraps it up. I think this was a very successful first live stream. I want to personally thank the two of you for just hanging out with me here and hanging out with me on the ship and just being some damn good people. You guys are some really, really great people. And Eddie Lugo's got it right. We got a little bit of a bromance. Well, maybe an extreme bromance.
We really appreciated just hanging out with you, and thanks for having us on tonight.
Yeah.
We love meeting new cruise friends, and I believe you're going to be a lifelong friend to us. And
absolutely. And I just got a text from the Ford dealer where the truck's at, and he says the part is in and they're installing it tonight, which means I should have the truck by the weekend if everything goes well, which means we can start planning our trip, and we will definitely swing by to see you guys. And you'll have to be part of a camping vlog, not just cruising, but you'll be part of a camping vlog, which will be pretty fun.
And that also means you're going to book the Mexican Riviera. And
well, yeah, I'm going to go talk to Katie about it right now for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, Clock Family Adventures, good job. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Donna, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Eddie Lugo, if you ever need a mod, I'm available. Thank you, Eddie. I don't know how to do that whole mod stuff yet. That's something I got to look into and see, but we'll definitely get there as we grow in our lives. Lives as in like physical, as we grow together in our lives, but then also here on YouTube as we grow in our lives. So thank you guys very much. We really appreciate you two. I'm going to send you guys off now, and I'm going to
bye.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Well, that was a wonderful time. Again, Patrick and Becca are wonderful people, and we love hanging out with them. Absolutely. Loved hanging out with them on the ship and here in the live. And I do want to say thank you guys very much for joining us here. My name is Rob. We are here today, where tomorrow, and we will see you there. See you guys later.